So I was working at a healthcare clinic, which was a specialty clinic, and I had been there for about 6 years, and as far as I knew, everything was going very well.
I was working as a route truck driver for a regional freight hauling company.
My administrator came in and closed the door, which is never a good sign on Friday.
He called me into the office and asked me, he says, "Eric, I got a tough spot here."
And they just needed to cut something somewhere, and that's what they chose to cut.
That was very tough for me because I had to call my wife at work and see what she would say, and I couldn't get a hold of her, so I took the layoff.
It was an inner struggle, and I went home to a little girl, and I remember looking at her just feeling like I had failed.
What made this recession different was the rapid escalation in numbers of people that were contacting us for assistance. The layoffs appeared to cover all occupations, all industries. We as an organization received faxed notifications of any layoffs of 50 individuals or more statewide. Those faxes were coming into my office, and they were coming in 1 a week, 3 a week, and eventually 3 a day. It seems that in our culture, we're asked first for our name and second for what we do. And when we lose our jobs, we lose the answer to that second question.
I just really felt my self-worth was gone, my confidence was gone, and I just felt really dark. I just felt so hopeless. Prior to going to the Workforce Center, I was online searching for jobs probably at least 6 hours a day. I sent in thousands and thousands of resumes and got very little response.
The day after I got laid off, I drove to the Workforce Center and signed up.
Stearns Benton Employment and Training Council works with employers to understand what skills and abilities they need in their workforce. We take that information and we work with job seekers to help them prepare for those jobs. One way that we do that is through something called the National Career Readiness Certificate, or NCRC, an effort that the Initiative Foundation is supporting financially. We all want to live in a prosperous central Minnesota, and so we want people working.
So I was aware the Workforce Center had programs available to help people with retraining to help them get into different careers, but I had never ever looked into it.
And one of the opportunities I was able to have was to participate in a program called Workforce U, to match what jobs would work best with what my values are, to network with other people who were in a similar position as I was. You know, one of the things that they really stressed there was not giving up, remembering that it really is who you are, not what you do.
At Kathy Frank, my career counselor, and she recommended this class called Career Trek. And it's a great class because it had, I think, a half a dozen skill and aptitude tests, aptitude and interest tests that you take, and they'd assess, you know, what kind of things that you may be good at. And every one of the assessments that I took had nurse in the top 1 or 2 positions for recommendations. The more I looked at it, the more I realized that being a nurse is a combination, it's the perfect combination for me and my personality.
Staff are amazingly compassionate. They hurt for the people that we were serving and get that energy to serve the next person who is coming in the door. And we have pretty resilient staff. and we have amazing clients.
I remember it was the perfect day that I got the job offer. I received a phone call from my manager, my now manager, and she said, you know, I'd love to offer you the position. I'd just like to know if you'd be willing to join our team. And I remember at that moment, I just thought, wow, this is what it feels like when all is right in the world. I couldn't have picked a better job.
5 years ago, if you'd have told me I'd even been pursuing a career in healthcare, I'd have said you're insane. It does require a leap of faith to decide that, yeah, you can change careers. Getting into the healthcare profession is going to be so much better for me. I think the Workforce Center can be a great tool. I mean, they're not there to give you a handout. It's on you to get yourself reemployed, get yourself re-educated. The work, you have to do the work. But they're there to help you find the tools to get it done.
The Initiative Foundation has been a partner with Stearns, Benton Employment and Training Council for years. I think through the belief that, again, it's all connected. Workforce development, economic development, community development are roles of the Initiative Foundation. It's been a very productive partnership. It's one that I hope to continue for years to come. And together, I hope we improve people's lives.